Hey guys, Momojin here, and I am proud to be back once again with another episode of Support or Feed. So, because I really love supporting, you know what I'm saying? So, this time around we are featuring Vel'Koz. Okay, if you're a Russian, you're probably gonna pronounce his name even more epically. But whatever. So far I've been playing him, right? And I know many of you should agree with me that he is painful, okay? As a support, right, the only AP items I have ever touched is probably, for this champion so far I'm talking about, is the Spell Thief's Edge ultimate upgrade, which is, I forgot, is it Queen something? The one that shoots out a modified version of an AoE slow, thanks to the recent patch, the Vel'Koz patch. And of course, the red color chalice. Chalice, you upgrade into this red color version of it. Yeah, I forgot what it's called. But I took it for the mana regen and the cooldown reduction. And just with like those two items, right, I am surprised that I am dealing so much impactful damage in team fights. When I say impactful, meaning not just crowd control support here and there, okay? And I'm really loving Vel'Koz so far, not just because, oh, I'm doing a lot of damage. So, but anyway, okay, before Riot nerfs this champion, please play Vel'Koz, okay? So anyway, coming right back with my impressions, okay? So far, like I said, I'm playing Vel'Koz as support and I'm having a lot of fun. For those of you who are trying to play him as a mage, you wanna go mid with him, I highly suggest you to pick him up as a support first. Just because one thing about him is the reason why you can actually play him as a support, right, is due to the fact that he has a lot of CC. Okay. Unfortunately not. Oh, I helped Azure here get a first blood. Actually, this game is quite one-sided, but I'll show you guys some other instances of clips, team fights and all that from other matches, and you'll be your own judge to figure out whether you want to try Vel'Koz out as a support. Like I said, right back to the subject, he is freaking fun, okay? One thing I love about him is his Q, okay? Q gives a 70% slow, okay, that decays over time. As you level it up, you don't reduce its cooldown. The only thing that I go for maxing Q, right, besides damage, is the fact that it increases the slow duration by like 1 second. Yeah, from level 1 second to max level 2 seconds. Okay, and that's not the only reason why I play Q. Q's harassing potential in lane is insane, and the fact that with the new modified Spell Thief's Edge, right, I am actually getting this item as a staple so far. As I've been experimenting with Vel'Koz support, so far the items that I start with is Spell Thief's Edge, one Sight Ward, and wait, Vision, or is it Sight? The green ward, basically the green ward, and 2 pots. Okay, and I go for a warding trinket. And then for my as for my masteries and spells, right, my runes, sorry, not mastery, my spells as well, but anyway, my runes would be actually, this Kate is derping quite a bit, so I don't know what's his deal. As I tried to last hit, but actually that Kate played pretty well, juked him over with the nice Q there. So anyway, nice flash actually. So anyway, my runes are Magic Pen Reds, typical yellow, flat yellow armor yellows, flat magic resistances, glyphs, is it the purple one? The blue one, sorry, the blue runes. And for quintessences, I go for movement speed, because I don't usually play flash. As you can see, my summoner spells at the bottom left, I have heal and exhaust, and I usually run this too. But please be aware that I am not running this out of ignorance. It's my pure preference to just be anti-meta. If you really want to make full use of support right now, I heard, right, apparently that Flash Ignite is the strongest now, okay, because like we said, this game's never balanced. Like, I always agree with that. Every single patch, there is something better in the game. Like, there's just no way, I'm not sure about you, but I don't know whether you feel this way, but after every single patch, people actually tell you that, oh, you know, in this patch, this is gonna be so good. Certain things, this is gonna be good, this is gonna be good. And that's what I don't really like about what I have to deal with it. So anyway, I'm running heal and exhaust, and because of that, I don't have flash. But if you are used to flash, I highly recommend playing flash, because you do not have any disengaging skills as Vel'Koz. Okay, you don't have a dash or whatever. Okay, even though you're floating around and you seem really nimble that way, but apparently just for show. Okay, so like I said, masteries, I go for 9021, and yeah, that's about it so far. And like I said, Q, right, is freaking fun. Just look at the range after it bends, right, after it stops and it shoots 90 degrees. It's just as far as your initial shot range. Okay, let me tell you that. And that is the amount of possibilities in aiming your Q skill shot is crazy. And like, let me tell you, give you guys one tip right now. Okay, a lot of people, right, the way they want to dodge your Q is very interestingly not to get out of the maximum range. If you see a Vel'Koz, the best way to dodge his Q is to get out of his maximum initial cast range. Okay, because what happens is, if you try to be sneaky, like what this Kate is actually trying to do constantly, is she would go diagonally forward, left or right in relation to the skill shot that I'm shooting at her. So what happens is, I would just let go of it earlier. I'll just press Q of it to press Q to let it split earlier, and I'll just hit her most of the time. So as you like study like patterns like this from enemies, right, you get better and better with hitting your Q. And with the additional Spell Thief's Itch, the new AP support item, that gives you additional like 10 magic damage, I am loving it. Sweet harass. And of course, moving on, we have W, and then which is it's just a double instance of spell damage in a straight line. But of course, it does over time, and you need time for it to proc. Okay, let me recommend that. Actually, right, W is a really effective skill. You can even consider maxing it first if you are up against tanky supports, kill type supports like Leona and Trash here. Okay, reasons being, they will usually rush for your carry, and when you proc down those two things, right, and when they actually like go all in, it almost leaves no room for them to actually dodge the W. So what happens is, by applying like, if you really hit all the damages on the W, right, being a total of 4 instances of damage, you can it's just a free proc of your passive, which, this is me playing crap, which is to me one of the reasons why his damage output is so high, his true AP damage, and the fact that it doesn't scale. Okay, this gives you as a support free damage without needing to think about building AP. In fact, I play cooldown right now most of the time. Okay, after I fully upgraded my Spell Thief's Itch, because the more number of times you get to proc your passive, you're just gonna benefit. Your teammate's just gonna benefit that much. And see, like right there, I hit Jarvan and I hit Trash. Okay. So yeah, and then you have the E, which is your only hard CC skill for Vel'Koz. And let me tell you, what I really like about this is when you shoot it from afar. So in other words, you're trying to catch enemies, right? You're trying to catch up with enemies. It doesn't knock them back. Okay, but when they're close enough, okay, which in support instances is very real, Okay, this is me trying to save my teammates. Save my Ezreal, sorry. Okay. I would have to... And that's actually a very bad play from me. I should have blocked Caitlyn's ult. But anyway. Yeah. So in instances when your ADC is in front of you and you have to force bruisers, melee type CCs to disengage from your ADC, right? You just drop your E down and you will basically just not just knock them up, you knock them back as well. So it's sweet, really sweet. And like I said, so now you already have it. Vel'Koz has two CC skills, a Q and a Q, which is a single target or potentially multi-target 70% slow that decays over time, or a E which scales in cooldown. It goes lower and lower cooldown as you level it up, and it has a knock up and potentially a knockback as well, okay, depending on how close enemies are. And finally, right, the most interesting part about the amount of CCs Vel'Koz has, I mean 2 is already to me a decent anti-meta support, okay. If you have only one like Annie, what you would do is you just purely just go like tons of AP damage, okay. So what happens is the moment you plop down that stun, right, from Annie, you would just smack all, you would just throw down all your AP damage spells. But for Vel'Koz it's different, just because you have, like, to me at least, okay, this is just my opinion. The moment you have like 2 CCs, right, you're good to go as a support. And the fact that you don't have to rely on AP damage, but you can rely on actually playing crowd control for your ADC. And then, like I said, your ultimate has a 20% slow as well, you know, as you channel it. And the interesting part about his ult is the fact that it procs, it puts a stack of his passive every half a second on an enemy. So you just imagine the amount of like damage you can do as someone who doesn't play, who's forced to not rely on AP items to support your ADC. Ooh, crazy a lot, and I'm really loving it. So yeah, I think that's about it on my impressions. But repeat once again, if you really want to play Vel'Koz, he's a hell of fun. That much I can tell you, I can put it out for you. And if you don't want to play post-nerf Vel'Koz, please play him right now. Faster, pick him up, buy him if you can. Use your RP if you have to. If you have saved our IP and you're into mages, go ahead and play him. And what else I've got to say? Yeah, I think that's about it. So anyway, let's focus more on the instances of games that I will actually show, instead of this mundane lane that I'm actually doing for so long. Oh, of course, one more thing. So, I actually recently made This Is Why We Love to Play Yasuo, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, this is my... yeah. This is why we love to play Yasuo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And the next one after this is gonna be... This Is Why We Love to Play Vel'Koz, so stay tuned for that. And enjoy the other instances